Hi, my name is Dr. Rick Franks and welcome to Minute to Health. Today's Minute to Health has to do with education about how our body works. In other words, the brain sends messages down through the spinal cord and out to millions of nerves. And it's only when we do things that we shouldn't have done is that sometimes these vertebrae here move and can cause a pressure on that nerve. Over a period of time, wherever that nerve goes, things can't function as right as they could. And given a long enough period of time, we end up with symptoms. Now, what I want to do is I want to take this same instance and blow it up. I want to make it big. I want to show you that this subluxation over a period of time can cause problems, but what happens if we're subluxated immediately? In other words, let me give you an example. One of the iconic figures of all times was Superman. If you all remember Christopher Reeves. Now, Christopher Reeves was riding his horse. They were galloping along. The horse stops. Chris didn't. Chris goes flying over the horse. He augers into the ground with his forehead. When he does that, he fractures very badly the top two bones in his neck. Now, think about what's going through his mind as he's lying there. The first thing he realizes is, I can't move my legs. I can't feel my legs. Now, had he injured his legs? No, not really. He might have scratched them or whatever, but there were no major injuries to his legs. What had happened was because of the intense and profound pressure right up in here, the brain could no longer send the messages down to the legs to tell it what to do, right? The second thing he realized is this. His arms. I can't feel my arms. I can't move my arms. Were his arms injured? No, not really. But once again, the brain could no longer get that message through this mess that he had up here, this fracture right here, out to his arms, all right, rendering them helpless. What was the third thing? Some of you might know this, but the third thing that Christopher Reeves realized right off the bat was, I can't breathe. Now, what does that tell you? That tells you that there is a connection between the body and the respiratory system. So in other words, because of this intense pressure up in this area right in here, he could no longer breathe. The fourth thing, and this is what many people don't realize, is that from that moment on, Christopher Reeves no longer had an immune system. His immune system was compromised, as are all quadriplegics. Their immune system gets compromised because the brain can no longer control the body. It's no longer in charge of the body the way it is supposed to be. Christopher Reeves died from pneumonia, okay? What does that tell you? It tells you how important your immune system is and how strong it can be with a fully functioning nerve system, okay? So that's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about a little pressure on the nerve. We're talking about an immediate, strong pressure on the nerve. But if you back it down to just a little bit, can you see where it could long-term cause lots of problems down the road? So if you haven't been to a chiropractor, go get checked to see if you might have some pressure on those nerves before it gets too bad. My name is Dr. Rick Franks. Your health starts with a healthy nerve system. Thank you very much.